Osho, who was once also known as Bhagwan Rajneesh, did not just read about America. He actually lived there for 4 years. Out of those years, he even spent 12 days in 6 different American prisons. During this time, Osho observed America up close and discovered shocking truths that opened many eyes. He often spoke about these experiences in his interviews. Many believe that one of the biggest reasons he was imprisoned was because he openly exposed the bitter truths of America. In one of his talks, Osho explained that all major nations need conflicts, small wars, because that is their marketplace. Science keeps developing destructive weapons, and every year new ones are introduced. What happens to the old weapons stockpiled for years? They become useless, a complete waste of money. Nearly 70% of every nation's wealth goes into destructive weapons, armies, nuclear and atomic bombs. According to Osho, this is why small nations are forced to keep fighting. They are the buyers of outdated weapons from powerful nations. He called it a strange kind of economy. He warned that if wars were to completely end, America would immediately lose its global dominance. The dollar would collapse because its market would vanish. Osho described this as a conspiracy, a kind of partnership between America and the Soviet Union. The Soviets would supply one side with old weapons, while America would arm the opposing side. This gave both countries a steady market around the world. He revealed that since World War II, there have been nearly 300 small wars, and the reason is clear. Big nations need them to sustain their economies. Decades ago, Osho also spoke about Israel and predicted much of what we see today. He said that what is happening between Jews and Arabs is not new. It has been happening across the world under different names: Hindus and Muslims, Christians and Jews. Only the names differ. He explained that after World War II, Jerusalem, where the sacred rock lies, and the small nation of Israel, which had not existed for centuries, was under Muslim control. There had been a country called Palestine, but after the war, both Jerusalem and Palestine came under American and British forces. Osho said America then played one of the ugliest political games imaginable. They carved out a new nation for the Jews by force. He pointed out that at that time, only 6% of the land belonged to Jews, while 94% belonged to Muslims. So how could it be justified to impose a Jewish sovereign state? Yet under military pressure, Israel was created. Osho believed America and Britain conspired to create this state, not out of goodwill, but as part of a sophisticated political strategy that would ensure Jews remained in trouble for eternity. Jews, however, felt happy and grateful, believing they were finally given the homeland they had desired for centuries. But Osho argued that America had killed 2 birds with 1 stone. In America, Jews were among the wealthiest communities, with enormous influence in the Senate. Their financial power made it impossible for politicians, who depend on campaign contributions, to ignore them. For politicians, supporting Israel meant ensuring continued Jewish financial backing. However, the cost of this was that Israel was forcibly imposed on Muslims, who could never accept it. As Osho said, Muslims are deeply passionate and would never tolerate such an insult. This meant endless conflict. Israel would remain dependent on buying American weapons, while American Jews would have to keep sending millions of dollars to sustain it. In Osho's words, America destroyed more Jews than even Adolf Hitler. Hitler's massacre was brutal, but it was a single event. America, on the other hand, created a situation of perpetual suffering that could last for centuries, until no Jew was left in Israel, and at any moment, American politicians could withdraw their support, just as they did with Taiwan. Taiwan once depended entirely on America against China. But how long did that last? And that was not all. Osho's time in American prisons revealed even darker truths about the U.S. government, truths he described in detail in his talks.